were to define what is egalitarian means you distribute any forms of rights or equality from any individuals within the society. Tapos, in that utopian city, there is no fairness. Wala may equality because, for example, there's obstruction of what one should have in every form of gold. Say, for example, the producers can only work only one job. Therefore, they have to practice that job for specialization, which means that they have no opportunity to practice any other forms of specialization or jobs. And for the soldier guardians, if there were equalities, then why should they be brainwashed or manipulated by any forms of education, be sexualized, and even be cancelled out from having their own form of child, which means it spreads incest. And then the philosopher king, my question there is, aside from ruling the people, aside from knowing what is truth and knowing what is best for the people, for security and for protection, what can actually they achieve by being philosopher king? Why do you think that being philosopher king is enough for us people to be governed well? Why do you think so? If really they are to nurture us or to secure us and protect us, why do they have to convey any forms of noble life in order for us to become protected? Because if we were to be protected, they should also teach us what is the truth in order for us to function in the society. And why would they obstruct us from knowing the truth and by conveying ourselves or educating us by noble lies? Why do you think so? Do you think that noble lie is sufficient for us to become knowledgeable, to become functionable in the society? Because if a ruler knows what is the truth and they want the people to become a part of the society and to function what they should be, why would they impose such standards? Do you think that the philosopher king is also self-interested because they are only conveying to the people what they think is good? Do you think that they are somewhat an autocrat?
Well, for me, I think Plato thinks that knowledge is virtue, right? He's more into knowledge. That's why he wants the philosophers to be the ruler, because he thinks that the more you know, the better you are to rule. And in telling noble lies, for me, a noble lie is something that you need to say in order to maintain peace. For example, just like the same scenarios with the allegory of the cave, there was this one person that saw the light and that reflects the truth. And that person came back to the cave to actually tell the other people there that what he saw. But then, of course, they were so into what they think is true, they are to reject the lies that they think that people is trying to say. So in order for them to actually believe that person is to tell a lie in order to convince other people. And what I think Plato is trying to establish by that is he really doesn't think that people think thoroughly for themselves. That's why he needs to tell a noble lie in order for them to follow whatever it is that he wants them to follow.
And by knowing what to follow, do you think that it wouldn't bore you? Would you think that it's attainable for you? Because you only live one job. You only function in one specialty. And wouldn't that bore you? Wouldn't that let individuals think like, what if magtrabaho ay kuglain di ay? Because what if what they are doing is they are just being forced or driven by force?
I think it has something to do with the way they rank themselves, like their social class. That's also one of the reasons why there's gold, silver, and bronze. And if you're into the category of bronze, they think that, okay, I'm just here. I'm never gonna go into silver or gold. I think it's the purpose of that is actually limiting other people from actually being more.
So therefore, there's no equality. And do you think people would settle if there is no equality?
No.
Then why would you think so? That that's how they should view themselves?
I'm not saying that's how they should view themselves. I'm just saying that in their perspective, I think that's how they see it back in the day. Because the class hierarchy that Plato proposed actually limits other people from actually wanting more. Like there was this certain part of the book wherein um the producers, they tend to follow what the rulers say because they think that that's just their purpose, to obey what the rulers would say. And therefore that's putting class hierarchy into something that is holding back these individuals from actually becoming more, because they think that, oh, I can never be in their level, I'm just really here. That's why they tend to follow into the rulers more. I'm not saying that like they're limited, I mean, yeah, but in the point that that's in their point of view back in the day.
So with that being said, if there are leaders that govern a specific society, then how could they how could they treat how do they know how to treat a person fairly and know what is owed to them if they do not know what is good for the people?
Exactly. Diba, before we understand what is justice, we must also know what is good. This book actually entails what a person believes to be good. Now, what do you think is good? For example, being around the campus, what do you think makes you feel good? Or what do you think makes something good for you? Having good grades or what?
I think, yeah, having good grades opportunity itself is that.
And why is that?
Ano man God, di ba? I read book na ang purpose of this place is to have a good life and kanang eudaimonia, happiness. Not ng normal lang na happiness, but happiness na lasting happiness. So, if kita, ang good para sa student is having a good grade, it's because it satisfies us. Tapos, ano mo good ang purpose ta? If mag, kaya, ang mindset ta is, if may good grades ka, meaning, mas dako ang opportunities na ma-offer sa.
But what do you think the word good also corresponds with happiness? If something is good, does that give you sufficient happiness? And why is that? Why do you feel happy when you attain something good? And also, how do you define something good? Say, for example, you're eating a food, and what? How do you define satisfaction by eating a food? Does it depend on how you consume it, or does it depend on how it makes your taste buds feel so alive? Now, that's a question about good and happiness, because we cannot attain to what we define, because there's no objective definition of what is justice, because that's the reason why we have current judges in our society and in our government right now, because justice and morality is not stipulated within a constitution. There is no specific rules in order for us to follow what is justice. Now, my question here is, what do you think constitutes good? Do you think something is only good because it has consequences? Like, considering the Ring of Gyges. The Ring of Gyges example is, there is the shepherd. Now, the shepherd found a ring. He wore that ring, he became invisible, and because he knows that no one will caught him, because no one will see him doing bad things, he did rape the queen and then overthrown the kingdom, and he became the ruler of the kingdom. Now, if there is no consequences, then how can we attain what is good? Let's go back to the state of nature, wherein the people have no form of government. During at that time, do you think Thrasymachus' justice is? Do you think Thrasymachus' definition of justice defines what is good for the people? Because Thrasymachus defines justice as
Full of power.
those who have the advantage of the strong, those advantage of the stronger. Now, considering that, if wala tay consequences, do you think makadefine ta what is good?
Yes. As stated in the book, there are three categories of goods. Goods that we desire for their own sake, that is harmless pleasure. That is something that we tend to do without any consequences. Second is doing something good with the benefit of it. And third is the best goods, the things we desire for their own sake and their results. So for the first one, the things we do without any consequences, like it is just our free will. Like the state of like eating something that you want to eat, that is something good for yourself because that is to nourish yourself. Second is doing something good because you have no other options. For example, you have a work and you don't want to wake up early, but you have to do it because of course, if you're not gonna go to work, you're not gonna have money. And so other people are just doing it because of that benefit. And third is doing something good because you also really want to do it. For example, if you want to wake up early and you want to go in a walk, that is doing something good because you also really want to do it, and it's not something you're forced to do. You have the free will to actually enjoy it, and also there's benefits that you're gonna gain from that.
So therefore, you conclude that because of the consequence that it gives you, say for example, I mean the benefit it gives you can consider it as good.
Yes, if the benefit is good, and if you see it as something good.
Let's go back to Polymarchus' definition of what is good, or what is justice. He defines justice as some doing good to your friends and harm to your enemies. Now, how do you know that your friends are good? Now, considering that it benefits you, do you think that you're only self-interested because you befriended them because of the advantage you can attain from them? Or is there more? How do you define good when it comes to friendship? Your morals. And how do you define morals? Do you think morals is what the society tells you to do? Like for example, you have to eat moderately because it prevents you from attaining the gluttony sin. Do you think that's good?
You decide for yourself what is good and what is right. And I think it's very important that we have our own morals and we stand by them.
So therefore, there is an objective definition of what is moral or morally good.
I think what is good, I think the way we actually see what is good is because that is what the society is actually trying to say to us now. Okay, it's good if you're gonna be like this, if you're gonna be like that, but also it's very important that we see morals as more than what the society defines. And according to Polymarchus, the way that he expressed his idea about justice, helping your friends and harming your enemies, it also imposes a question like, how do you know who is who? Like you can't just say, oh, he's my friend, oh, he's my enemy. You really can't say that. You have to really know the person in order for you to judge whether they are your friend or they are your enemy.
Now, how do you harm your enemies? Why do you harm your enemies?
So you hate them.
Exactly. And how do you know that your enemy is doing bad?
If it harms you.
And what if your friend harms you? Do you consider that friend as coming as enemy?
Depends on what kind of harm. It just depends on the person. Because there are people that they're friends with that person did something bad, and that person said sorry, so there's reconciliation. There are also types of person that they did something bad, they're not aware of it, and they won't say sorry. That's why I think that builds the art of frenemies. From friends too.
Okay, since we're talking about individuals, because first and foremost, in order for us to identify how a society should function, we must also understand their social, what they attain socially. Say for example, how they actually function in the society. But of course, as a society to function, it must also consider an individual to act righteously. Now, what if tahay kanang, how do I put it? What if tahay kanang okay, kanina lang ang question. Okay, I can't actually inculcate what is really on my head right now, but my question is kanang, do you think we are coerced by the society to function? Okay, say for example, we have actually the option to kanang to be free or from any kind of constraints. Do you think that this kind of freedom that we have, that what we think is good, is only being imposed to us by the society or the societal standard? Now that comes to the question of what is really good for us. Who decides what is good for us. Now, who do you think decides what is good for us?
Simply by ourselves.
Now, what if the society tells you that you should not go into this place because it's dangerous?
Now that's the use of our free will, whether we want to follow it or not.
Still, there's no.
Makes you, kung hindi mo follow ang law, what makes you a bad citizen? Kung hindi mo follow ang law.
But what if across that danger zone na ay kanang isa ka tao nga ilang gikulong that we consider as kanang what we call this kanang criminal. So really they siya criminal. We just view that person as a criminal. And what if your purpose of going beyond the danger zone is to save a person? Do you think that you are still a good citizen? Or I mean, does that make you a bad citizen by saving what is good or saving a good person?
I think going beyond the rules won't make you a bad person. It just depends on what is your purpose, why did you do that, and if something good comes from it.
Actually, agree kang klaro na tayo. Katong di mo ni Kuya Carl, ang good citizen, kung hindi pa natin ang good citizen, mo nang follow sa society, sa mga laws ng society. Ang good person, kay mo follow sa kung saan moral right. So, if ang reason mo, iligtas mo tong tao, even if ka sa law, propose ka sa law. So, mag-consider ka as a good person.
What about citizen? So does that mean that we're breaking the rules of the society to function? Yeah, because you're being a bad person, a citizen. So therefore, in order for you to identify whether that is a good person or bad person, determines who you are. So therefore, being good is subjective. Now, what is really good? Therefore, is good objective because that's how we are supposed to function, that's how the government tells us to function, that's how the society pressures us to function. We can't tell whether it's partial or not because if we think that it's partial, I mean, there's no such thing as objective, do you think, except from science. But we're studying practical science according to Aristotle, and what we're up to attain is the real definition of good in order for us to attain what is exactly morally good, and in order for us to also answer what is justice for us. Say for example, there's no government, how do we attain justice? How do we define what is good?
If that thing can clearly benefit you, kung wala government, this certain thing na gihimo nimo, maka-benefit sa mo, maka-consider nato siya as good.
Exactly, so
How do you know if it benefits you in a good way?
If it satisfies you or kanang it makes you happy,
Siguro, yeah, pag maganda siya mag-good pala, ikaw lang maka-benefits if hindi ko siya makakain sa iba.
Pero in order to attain good, there's always something bad with that. So in that sense, if you have something good, then the other person should have the bad. Di ba? Tama ka, oy.
Kung gano'n siya makonsider mag-good, is makakain siya sa iba sa iba.
Magaling, kaya ikaw may naka-benefit sa food.
So that's not really good.
This is really good.
It is good for your part, but only for your part. So that doesn't make it good for everyone. Is that good?
now let's delve deeper to
Siguro
the
siguro atong good. If kining nabutan, hindi mo nimo kaya na ay mahimo na person na may tabi sa imo. You can consider that as good.
only by
Pero dili siya just. Kaya ang just equally, fairly, tanan makasatisfy ba or maka-benefit ang tanan. So if ang kining abutan maka-benefit sa imo and dili maka-benefit sa uban kapag yung good sa isa, bad sa isa, na-consider ba nato siya
ay makonsider nato siyang good, pero dili siya para ra.
Or self-satisfactory lang siya gamit.
There's a different definition between good and just.
So therefore, there's no justice in utopian city. Exactly. There's no justice in the utopian city because there's no settlement for dispute. Say for example, in the utopian city, they did not introduce what is, how do we solve human conflicts because it's so perfect. It would bore us. It would
Very
lead,
ideal, yeah.
it would lead to us to revolt by the kind of utopian city-state because every human itself has its own hidden agenda. How can we kita in anak bitaw mo kanang even if we consider ourselves as good, there will always part of us that will balance us from being good. There will always be bad sides of us. So therefore, the utopian state would certainly become corruptible, same as the other regimes. Now, let's compare different kind of regimes from the utopian city to oligarchy. Okay, that's the reason why, according to the book, the reason why na time nga we will have a oligarch, how do you call a person that has the role of oligarchic? You say oligarch. Okay. The reason why is because when a philosopher king, for example, was being introduced by money, then therefore his interest will become centered on money. Now, in the rise of industrial revolution, say for example, the introduction of factories as well as the money. Okay.
Kung balik sa philosopher king, kapag ma-introduce sa money. Sa pag-iunan nila, pag ma-introduce sa money,
Center ang tayo sa money. Center siya sa money.
pero how can we be so sure na mag-center sa tanang money if kini nga philosophy, kabalo siya sa tanan, kabalo siya sa right
Okay.
and bad, di ba? Kung kabalo siya sa right and bad, kung katong nga kung mag-center sa tanan ba, depende man po na sa definition mo kung kini nga philosopher king, kung by your definition is bad, so kung ikaw philosopher king ka, hindi kayan gid nimo ning kay kabalo ka nga makabad mo sa society, so hindi kayan gid nimo. So I think katong mo nimo nga ang philosopher king i-introduce sa man, nag-center pa sa money. We didn't know that kay kabalo mo siya sa tama, so hindi kayan gid nimo.
Sana ang contradiction ni Aristotle, kanang ano siya nga, di ba ang philosopher king may knowledge siya kung what is good for the people, but then kung ano ang dapat para sa city. But then even though may knowledge ka of what is good, but then pwede ka ma-consume sa sarili mga desire, sarili mga bodily pleasure mo, which is nga kanang ang himuon mo na good para sa city or para sa tao is himuon mo lang kung ano or isatisfy mo lang ang bodily desires mo even though kabalo ka na kung ano ang tama ang bawat. Kaya may sarili ka man nga desire.
Okay, let's go back to the question. Question ni Betalas. I also lack the context na kay, diba, utopian city-state, and then there will be time that the philosopher king will pair the soldier guardians into say for example kanang mga lahi-lahi nga babae and we do not know the qualities of that babae. And then there comes the rise of democracy. How did the democracy begin to emerge? It emerged when tahay naay kaning philosopher king, and the philosopher king will then decide kinsa ang pakaslan aning guardian soldiers. And then this guardian soldier will then beget children. The children it will beget will become, of course, a part of the family. And then katong din iyahang asawa, this is on the book na yun. Katong din iyang asawa will resent the soldier king for being so honorable, and kanang giblame na niya ang soldier king because ang ilahang life is impoverished, pobre sila. But this husband of hers knows what is knows how to value life by honor, status, and respect. There's no money. However, this this wife will then supersede its own definition of what is honor because it's going to blame why are they impoverished. I-blame niya ang iyang bana kay nahimo silang pobre, and then kadto nilang anak dito mag-resent ang babae iyang asawa, and that is the reason why there is a rise of democracy because sa resentment nga giingon sa iyahang asawa sa iyang anak, magtuog yun iyang anak na we should also, instead of ruling for honor, reputation, and status, we should also opt for money. That's the rise of democracy. Now, here comes the question of money. Do you think it's good when someone gives you $500 without even you doing something good? Without even knowing the sources? But it satisfies you, don't you? Don't you feel? So therefore, what?
Money is the root of all evils.
Exactly. Now, in a democratic society, say for example, therefore it emerged individuals who are ruled by money. Say, ano ba? Na kanang they live for the purpose of having money, having more money, ana, and spending more money rather than keeping it, or by keeping more money and spending less. And because of that, nana the rise of oligarchy. Nana is oligarchy. The oligarch, the one who rules for the sake of money, not for the sake of the people. And therefore, tungod anak, kaya na-notice man sa mga people nga, kitahay ka ng ang mga tao, mag-revolt sila because nakita nila nga unfair kayong treatment kaya ang kaning mga oligarchs will own private properties, have lands, pero those normal people, those producers cannot attain such properties that only an oligarch can attain. Now, the question there is, of course, there will be revolution, and because of revolution, the people will aim for democracy, and democracy is for equal distribution of resources, individuals. Now, the question there is, nabala kasi Plato anang inana ang form of regime because ang mga people, more siya ganun bitaw, you're walking on a bazaar where every kind of lifestyle is really important.
Pwede naman gudihingan dyan kung i-cut ang mga nato.
Pwede ikat?
Diretso mong good.
Tahay. Kaning, we're existing in a democratic city. Wouldn't you think na nagya po yung mga unfair because we're being ruled by demagogues na kanang ginalyur gihapon taog what this is right. Kanang during campaign bitaw nga mugawat taog maapil to sa mga vote buying scenarios because atay mga kwarta. So therefore, it is still this kind of democratic society. Do you think this is a mixture of different kind of regimes because there's a tyrant? Look at Donald Trump. Look at Donald Trump. He break yung international law by kaning
Invading din mo. Di ba siya mag-invade?
I really say
Wala siya
Venezuela. Take for example sa Venezuela. Di ba na-sovereignty sa Venezuela? Pero nga nung iya haming di-adopt pakalit si Maduro. And knowing yun ay international law.
Of course, the self-interest. Kay ang iyamang ideology as making America great is meaning nga magkuhan siya og kanang resources from other countries to in order to make something to make America great. Sige bali, Donald Trump as a person is dagan po siya ka ng self-interest. Sige bali, mabitag niya na blind niya ang kanang iyang followers for something like I'm doing this for your own good. Like for this dapat mag-invest sa ani for good. Mao tang maka-question po ka nga anong muli sila o World Health Organization na without a reason being nga very valid na ang World Health Organization mo siya ang pinaka-critical in terms of health for the people, which is very good for the people. So therefore, si Donald Trump is a very self-interest person nga kanang gusto niya kanang ang iyang bitang power is not only in America pero yung gusto other countries po niya gusto.
So therefore, are you saying we are kind of slowly, gradually adapting to this another kind of kanang state without this anarchy because of what the presidents have been doing in order for us to be ruled by during us, it led majority of the people to revolt. And do you think that gradual revolution could lead to democracy still?
Siguro hindi. Kay ang focus mo sa revolution kay reforma. So, if hindi ka sure na kung mag-revolution ay gusto tayo nila o democracy. Siguro, ang gusto lang nila is to change na ang leader.
So how can you change a leader? How would you, let's say, particularly choose what is best for the people? So for example, if you are in the dawat-dawat public, voting, public, ano siya ha? This kind of myth of myth of Si is he was mispronounced, nga patay na siya. So he was given the chance to
He was a
become
soldier, di ba?
Oh, he was given the chance na mag-observe kung sa gimhitabo dito sa what is afterlife. So sa afterlife we will have no ending choices. Immortal ang ato pagbuhat ug kanang choices. Immortal ba is something na dili wala ba? O immortal, infinite. Pero here comes the unjust and the just. So for example, this kind of person is just. How they define just is kanang someone nga kabalo na gid siya what is how to balance things. Like for example, the person who knows what is wisdom or is born with wisdom. So for example, naay si ruled with wisdom and this is ruled with, say for example, wala siya sa control. Kini siya gipapili na sila na sila time nga mapili og ilahang kind of lifestyle in their afterlife, in the next life. Nga kini siya during this scenario, naay ka ng mga glitters and golds na sprinkle. And because naami ka ng mga glitters and gold, hindi siya nga walay self-control, ato siya dito. Because it is a part of his or her self-desire. Kaya ng halindot mo to dito. Now, kining si the person who ruled with wisdom, wala siya na parental. Instead, naghulat siya nga mahatag na sila ang kanang word kanang choices. Ipili niya ang kanang exact choice. Wala siya na dito. Nag-contemplate din siya sa pili. Yung napili is kanang dili pero therefore, this one is unlucky because this is unjust. So therefore, the one who lives with wisdom can live with eternal wisdom. That's the point of what is the point of being someone who's ruled with wisdom. So for example, katong the Georgia sa yung libro was being stipulated there na once a mind experiences delight from knowledge, it can no longer go back to the unjust version of itself because it will change us in irreversible ways. So that's the purpose of wisdom. In order to change us, in order to live with harmony, in order for us to muilagta from any forms of obstructions in life or any forms of kabaluta nga daot nato. Pero of course, do you think that being so much with wisdom is enough na makabalin dito what is life exactly? And how can we attain wisdom? Nga diba usa ko to pag-attain wisdom.
Wisdom can be attained from our experiences. If we experience bad things, we can learn something from it. If we experience something good, we can learn something from it. So wisdom without experience and without learning is nothing at all because you can't apply that if you're just gonna live a life that you think is just in a way you think that it should be that it. Experiences are there to actually teach us something, and I think that's where wisdom comes from.
So those who are unjust or those who are not ruled with wisdom do not have any proper experiences. Ma-introduce sila to what is really life. Because they don't know how to control things. Now, my question here is about the myth of earth. The loopholes that I have figured out. The loopholes na kung nakita nato is that see for example, what if ka ng unjust person kay makatuklok siya. I mean, this is just a humor. Ambot basta wala ko makuha. Ko spout out sa akong mouth. Any loophole sa myth of earth because my real question is if ginabar niya ang kaning mga knowing na si Sophocles or kaning si Plato kinahanglan dapat ang mga soldier guardians na i-bar from any kind of myth Kristong kay Achilles and Patroclus, kay kinahanglan sila nga dili sila ma-introduce og ana, kay they should be practiced. Their tomos or spirit should be practiced, censored by any forms of kanang
Music.
temptation, music, arts, poets, and anything. Nganong ang philosopher king, like, for example, Plato, nakabalo man siya mga myths, so therefore kabalo gyud siya sa tanan, pero kanang nganong allowed man siya to know about the myths, and those those soldier guardians should not be.
I think for me, they are just prohibited from learning the bad things of what those arts can offer, like death. But they are trained not to fear death because they are to serve their country. And when it comes to their physical desires or their sexual desires, they are actually to do that in order to that is why katong eugenics is introduced in order for them to produce the best offspring. It should be like 37-year-old male and an 18-year-old female in order to have the best offspring for our country. Mora gihapon na it's the love of the country. You should do it for doing something honorable to the country, like mootong gina ano sila nga, oh, you should mate with this person in order to have the best result. You should not do it on your personal desires. That's why ginalimit sila ana.
So let me say limit the bar, limit sila, like there's
Oh.
proper censorship, like bawal yun, ginamarag brainwashing the soldiers to be this and that, to perform what's best for the society, and having communal nurseries na kanang their child should be kanang dili introduce society, basta gid bisa gid lang anak.
To avoid actually favoritism and corruption.
That's the reason why the Aristotle criticizes the form of idea from Plato, from the utopian state, is because it could possibly lead to spread of incest. Now that's the reason why mingon din si Aristotle na there should be running balance. Where his gist of introducing his Nicomachean ethics is that there should be balance from knowing how to balance this and that, which is somewhat kanang any individual in society have its own form of bad side. So therefore, we cannot actually practice them or hone their skills if ever they are still ruled by desire, because even a teacher cannot even fully hone a child's skill by simply educating them. So therefore, the society must function based on subjective definitions of how a child or even a person constitutes what is good. So therefore, good still in a democratic city and democratic city state is still subjective. And what are the loopholes you can makita ato from Aristotle's Nicomachean ethics and the way of living. And also anak po si Aristotle nga natural yun ang pag natural yun ang politics. Because we are meant to exist in a society, and that the society is the body. We are the hands. We should not be amputated from the body in order for us to function properly in the society, which means that the reason we have harmony is the society. Now the real question there is can the society really give us what is harmony? Because if the society itself has its harmony and has its own purpose, say for example, Aristotle acknowledges the part of us people being unjust. There will be times that we will make mistakes, and those mistakes should be created by solutions, by those qualified judges, or to give judgment on their own morals. Because even morals are not stipulated in the Constitution. Morals are subjective by those persons who exhibit what basically is moral. No, we have judges. Now, what are judges? How do we exhibit moral? How do we define what is good for us? Say for example, I know, for example, naman yung diri ka ng, say for example, the line queue. Na if ever gani nga naa ganing musipyo tira kadali lang nga bisag naa nag space dira amo suksok yapon ka. And we think that's good because nihawa man siyang may panahid, niya mag-argue yapon ka. That leads to a dispute, that leads to a person being unjust because kabalo siya nga nagdali-dali siya, and because nagdali-dali siya because of the span of the time na iyang makuha sa iyang allotted time for the specific schedule, na siya dito kani nga person nakabalo na siya dito mag-ano na lang siya kanang moadto na lang siya sa pinakaluyo, which is layo kayo. That's very unjust to a person. Then therefore,
pero bisag unjust ay ito katong unsay unjust gani ato katong
katong
sa
suksok
hawa sa linya
Ulihan tayo.
kung dool.
sabay sa true.
Okay.
Ang unjust ato kay katong nasingitan tapos ni ang sa luyo tro.
Dili, ang katong ni singit
Singit niya to sa
mo to
luyo.
siya. Dili. Pila siya sa pinakalayo. Unya naman siya schedule nga kinahanglan siya maadto dito sa dayon kay kanang paspas ng dagang sa oras. Nga nihawa dito katong isang layot ng line. So naay ka ng space, ito siya ni suksok. Gawin sila kadali, kato na lang na dito primarily ito lang sa luyo. That is unjust. Now, therefore, naagi mga tao nga kabalo gyud sa tama o kabalo gyud sa mali. So therefore, kanang justice should be practiced, but which side do you agree from Plato that we should be ruled by philosopher kings, knowing that the philosopher kings knows what is good for us, or they don't actually know what is best for us, what is our self-interest, what are the things that makes us qualified to function in society or in the society that would not bore us, what are the qualifications, nakabalo sila. Of course they don't, diba? Because their mind is different from those producers. The producers want harmony in the society, however, the society imposes them specific standards. Diba? May wala justice. Pero ka Aristotle, he acknowledges justice. Pero, there's specific standards from individuals. So therefore, nature itself cannot function if wala takabalo what is good. And of course, it requires majority of the people to know what is good in order for us to create harmony in the society. And of course, by that being said, kanang how do we reduce individuals nga I mean dili hindi nato nga possible ma wala gyud nang tanan dati is kanang unjust nga mga people. How for example kanang mga presidents nato, how can we assure that there will be reform or kind of kanang another form of government, a democratic government na we are being ruled by somewhat individuals that knows what is best for our interest. Nga ang atong ginabutuhan man karon gani is those kanang during campaigns. Of course, during campaigns, they will lure us by different kind of speeches. Of course, will attach the emotion of the masses. Pero it's all about the facade. They are partially predictable. How can we emancipate our government from experiencing that kind of form of government or presidency, that kind of institution? And during at this time, not only the presidents are capable to lure us from any forms of kanang unjust kind of thingies. See, for example, the news, the media, they're even partisanship. So therefore, unjust cannot be based on what you have learned basically from knowledge or kanang by being honed by education. It is not that because ang kinahanglan man gud is that proper observation of what exactly is life. Now the question therefore is, how do we choose what's best for us? If both, say for example, Aristotle says aristocracy, recommends aristocracy ruled by few, diba? Those few are the philosopher kings. Now, since wala man tayo philosopher kings, what is really good for us? Okay, we believe, for example, dito mangawat because mali siya. Because
Morally, mali siya.
morally mali siya. Is it morally or legally?
Both.
Legally.
Both.
What is morally? Ganong morally wrong man siya?
Kay, kuan, stealing means, nagkuha ka og something nga,
That's not yours.
nagkuha ka
not
something nga
yours.
dili sa imo ha, tapos, isa pa, dili ikaw nag-work hard to get it. For example, nagnakay money. So, wa ka kabaloon sa ilang ski, agi ato nga person, para lang makakuha atong specific money.
Oh.
So that means, if magkawat ka, pasabot, imong gikuha ang some part of that effort nga para magkuha og money sa isa ka person.
Okay, so morals have to also be aligned with individuality. Yeah. Exactly. So that is what is moral for us. Nga, ako cellphone hindi kuha. That's morally wrong because you're stealing my thing. That's my phone. So that's morally wrong. And also, and partially there is sense of having to be aligned with what is legal. We have to follow the constitution, and also the constitution also favors what we censor individuality. So therefore, everything is partial. We should also practice temperance as to one of the Nicomachean ethics. There should be self-control. How do we practice self-control? It's subjective. We cannot impose that to different individuals because even if a teacher says to a student na you shouldn't touch other people's things, you shouldn't touch his crayons because that's not yours. Still, if the teacher is not there, who's proposing that kind of morally wrong idea to a children, if the teacher isn't there, might be that child will steal the crayon. So therefore, we cannot actually teach the child what is good and morally right or wrong because still, if so, because still if kanang kanang if kanang morally wrong siya pagtuo sa bata and if ever pag-abot sa balay is kanang dili siya kanang honed properly by the parents. Who can you blame? The parents or the teacher? Exactly. So it all starts to our generation or us. Kanang in order for us to produce an offspring that would be morally good, we should also exhibit what is morally good.
So, bali, if in that sense, we need to know what is morally good in order to teach someone what is morally good.
You have to set a good example. Exactly. So tama siya gusto kong ato. However, kanang don't you think hierarchical status gap there will be hierarchy sa iya na he sees the woman as kanang I'm really sorry about this sir somewhat sexist or misogynistic na he only sees the woman as capable of procreation while he did not state the in-depth analysis of how we can consider that men is intellectualist or somewhat socially, politically active and dominant. Why would he preclude the woman in the societal sphere of how we can contribute to the political system if ever he did not he did not explain to us or exemplify what are the causes you, why why girls or women are emotional and therefore if a woman is emotional according to Risco they are not capable of ruling or being active in the political sphere compared to a man. Now that's the loophole there because why would you hinder a person incapable of that if you did not even exemplify it to them what should a person should do in the society? Because like for example, katong the example would be sa democratic. The reason why the woman resent her own child is because wala man siya proper education of what is really good or knowledge. He doesn't even have any kind of attained any kind of knowledge or kind of education. So therefore, he resent niya itong iyang mata because the woman does not even know what is good or what is right. Because wala man sila kanang they are being precluded by the society nga dapat babae man mo, you should just procreate. So it enables the mindset of a woman to only procreate and not and to seclude them from the society. That's the very loophole there because if the society wants harmony, then the harmony is for the men or the men in the society because mura gud og kanang for example, the philosopher king knows what is the truth. The philosopher king owns the factories, and then in the factories there's machines, and in order for the machines to operate, it must have dominated male in order for that machine to properly function. But of course, what are the purpose of the of the of the woman? Only to procreate. Usa po sila machine po sila. Exactly. We are just mere decorations nga murag ka ng we only produce child, we bear child, and that our purpose in the society is only to bear child. Murag ka ng mga manika nga mugawas gihapon, and then the men will dominate the wife. And same to the slave or kanang mga what we call that kanang mga enslaved individuals. Nga if these individuals are kanang incapable of doing something and what if the purpose their sole purpose in the society is only to work for the society is to become slaves. They don't have any proper opportunity because they are being nurtured by just being slaves. That's the loophole. That's a big loophole between the sexist view of Aristotle, his misogynistic statements about women, and also his kanang prejudiced side on the male dominance.
Pero mali po siya in a sense na if, for example, ikaw woman as a mother,
Mm.
shouldn't you be the first to educate your child?
Mm.
Usually if ikaw mismo, wag ka kabalaon sa morally good or even something nga what is good for your child or for yourself. Masa ka mo pagtudlo sa iyaha o sa
Exactly.
gitna.
Exactly.
Kaya wala man ka education,
Exactly.
di ba? Like so kibali in a sense nga dapat si mother kibali igo lang siya uyon-uyon sa child hangtod nga moabot sa in a specific age nga qualified na siya to be educated. Does it mean nga ang kwan na din ang babae like for example for kwan lang siya for feeding for kana magkwan lang mag-attend lang sa needs sa lalaki o sa kuan siyang anak. Bisa kwan kita siya kayo it's very wrong kasi kanang education gid ba ya starts at the home.
Mm-mm.
Ang symbol of education is ang symbol gid sa kanang tigdala gid sa bata is ang mother, di ba? So unsaon pag-educate sa mother sa iyang anak, ug siya mismo di wa pa siya kabalo.
Exactly. That's the point. That's a big loophole on Aristotle's